Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Bob's Jobs, a show where anyone can learn to do any job from real experts. I'm very excited for today because today we are learning how to be a director from somebody who actually has directed their very own anime series. Please welcome Matt Bostic.
Hello. Good
Yay!
evening. Good afternoon.
Hello!
Yes. Yay. Oh, no one claps for me. This is great.
Yeah, I'm clapping. How are you today, Mr. Matt?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am absolutely so excited. Today, we're here to talk about your new anime series, Project Pharos. And it's so cool. I think it's so cool that you directed your very own anime series because I like to watch like a lot of anime things. But before we talk about it, let's go ahead and watch the trailer.
これがキングの力か。感心しないな。力。いいだろう。全力で行く。絶対にお前を倒す。
That was so cool. That looks like, bro, it looks like something I would go on like DC and the superheroes will be like, I'm Batman or something. It looks like it would be on DC. That is so awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think my favorite part was like when the blonde guy with long hair and in the blue suit showed up and he was given like, let's fight vibes. And then they were like,
That's one of my favorite parts too, actually.
Yeah, and right now I'm honestly trying to control myself to not do that to my dad, especially while I'm in my kimono right now. To not.
Yeah. Which is really dope. Your kimono is really dope, I must say.
Thank you. So it looks so cool that like your anime series is in Japanese because of course, what's an anime series if it's not in Japanese, of course? And do you mind me asking, do you speak any Japanese?
I don't speak Japanese. However, when writing the script, I had to get it translated by like Japanese translators, and it's a very, very intricate language. I heard you speak Chinese.
你好，我叫 Bobby，你叫什么名字？很高兴认识你。
That's so crazy that you can speak that fluently. Your dad told me you speak like Chinese and you can like have slight conversations, but I was not expecting that, so I am shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's insane. So you kind of get it. You know, like inflections in the voice mean different things.
Yeah, you probably noticed before. Sometimes there's a line that can be diagonal or down like this on the thing, and that infers different words. You can have one word with the straight one, and that can mean socks, and then you can have another one with the down one, and that can mean like dumpling. So
correct.
Really
I didn't know that. I guess the fact that because you speak Chinese, you get it. I had to learn like on the fly, like what some of the inflections and stuff mean when translating the English script to the Japanese script. So yeah, you know way more than me when it comes to this department as far as the translation.
Did you have any problems with the language barrier?
Yes, I had a lot of problems. But I hired a translator who really helped me, and as well as the voice actors, because those are human voice actors. So they would tell me like they would ask me how did I actually want to say it. I would tell them, and then they would translate it to what I wanted it in the anime.
That's so awesome. So I think it appears to me, based off the few minutes that I've known you, that it appears I think you probably are a very good director.
I try to be. Thank you.
And speaking of that, let's go to our first experiment. I am so excited.
Let's do it.
You are going to teach me how to direct.
Okay.
And I'm so excited. So what's going to happen is that you'll come up with a character and a scenario, and then you'll explain to me about that character and scenario, and then I'll say the sentence, you can't get away with this, and I'll try to do it with the inflection of how I take the personality of the character. And then we'll do it again, but I'll do it for you.
Okay, that's great. Great exercise. All right, so the line is, you can't get away with this, correct?
Yes. It's like,
okay.
I won't let you get away with this.
All right, perfect. All right, so the first, we do this actually in theaters. This is a good exercise. We do it 3 different ways. So the first way I would like for you to do it do it angry. And take your fist and do it like that and keep your eyes on, pick a target. You can use me. and then say it like that as loud as you can. You can't get away with this.
I won't let you get away with this.
That was good. That was good. Now we're going to try a completely different way. You're going to say it's sad. You won't use your arm as much. You're going to use more of your face this time. And you're going to use a very lower tone with like, you won't get away with this.
Okay, I'll try to take your direction. I'll try not to be as physical this time. Let's go.
No arms.
Won't get away with this.
That was pretty good.
That was very hard.
That was pretty good. And I'm not mad at you for it being hard to be sad.
Okay. Mine now. Okay, it's the same line again.
Okay.
It's the same exact thing. I'll just do it for you. How about we try like in a happy way? Like you're wrestling with your brother, they walk up and then they like jump some water on your head, like a water balloon or something, and you're like, you won't get away with this in like a funny way.
So you want to be happy about them dumping the water on me?
Yeah, or not
do it happily?
Just, like happily. Like if you're just wrestling around with like your siblings, you know.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. You won't get away with this. Does that work?
Yes! Oh, dang it. I should have recorded that for one of my own movies I make. That was perfect. That was awesome.
Great direction. You gave great direction. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I learned from the best. So how do you come up with your stories?
Good question. With animation, you have a little more leeway as far as like the scenarios you can create. You can kind of let your imagination run wild, excuse me. And that's why I like animation a lot. We can just think of something a crazy scenario, but also have a really good story. So the first thing I try to do is make sure I have a really, really good story and think of unique ways to make moments, like scenes within that story and scenes within the acts, like come to life. Like make it something that you would want to watch that you probably wouldn't see in real life, because that's the point of animation. So that's kind of how I approach it.
Do you have any rules for like your characters?
That's a good question though. That's really good you asked that. Okay. Not necessarily for the characters, but for the world. So like the world that we build, it's called world building. Yeah. You create rules that things that can and can't happen in this world, and then kind of like what laws or powers already exist within this world that influence the characters. So the characters don't necessarily have rules, but there are rules of the world that they have to abide by. Can
you try to give us an example? Like what type of rules?
Yes. So for the main character, well, for the whole plot, in the plot of the story, there's a lighthouse, and there's a tribe that's trapped in this lighthouse. This lighthouse is like a gateway to another realm or another dimension. And one of the rules is that the lighthouse can't get open unless it's a certain type of blood that you have to have. So unless you have this blood, you can't open this lighthouse. And the main character happens to have this blood. So everyone's trying to open this lighthouse. Therefore, everyone's trying to capture the main character. And that's one of the rules. Like certain things can't be opened unless you have a certain type of DNA or a certain type of power already that's inside of you.
That's a great example. That is a fantastic example. And I think I might have to like steal that idea for a story, you know.
Be my guest. Be my guest. Take it.
Okay, for our next activity, I'm super duper excited. We are going to make a whole new world. Basically, we're going to make an add-on to the Pharos world. We're going to make like a little extra side story section, you know, with rules for like the people, the place, the world in general, different things like that. Do you think you could describe maybe like a baseline of how the Pharos world works, so then we can build off that?
Yes. Let's start with their powers. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah, I was watching the trailer, and the lady that has blue hair and 4 arms, she looked pretty cool.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites too. All their powers are based in light. If you know about the spectrum of light, you have different types of light, like gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared, like different types of light. So I guess if we're making a side world, we can play with maybe shadows, or like the opposite, like who could be like the enemies of the Pharos, because that's something I've developed, but I haven't gotten deep into it, so we can kind of play with it if that's cool with you.
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. So maybe it's like a shadow, and one of the shadow queen lives in a forest with a bunch of really tall trees, and she lives there because then the trees like make the, you know, like a castle and a bunch of shadows.
Yep.
And why she's the queen is because where she lives is where the sun is farthest away for her, so her shadow is the longest and it's the biggest out of all the shadows.
This is amazing. This is you should probably help me co-write this because my mind probably would never have gone to that what you just said, and that was really really good. That's really good. That's pretty much like the basis of how we make the like that's a rule basis right there. That's a great set of rules too. That was really good.
Oh, thank you. And maybe it's like what happens is that the shadows get hurt if they walk too close to like where she is because then it stretches them. So that's why nobody dares to like none of the shadows dare to like go over there. But then maybe what ends up happening is that maybe with the shadows, if the pharaohs ever cross into like their realm, maybe what happens is that the shadows can somehow intertwine with their light and become their shadow, but then it can like control them or something. That's why the
Yeah, that's really good. Like, I'm not
that,
even gassing you. That's really good. Like, that's a really good rule set.
thank you. Do you have any ideas for like it?
They weren't even as good as that, so I'm kind of like ashamed to even tell you what my ideas are now. But I do think there should be a way that they affect the pharaohs because they're, of course, light based. That they kind of maybe they lose power when they intertwine with these shadows, or maybe if they fight the shadow is kind of like their weakness. It's kind of like
Yeah.
are you familiar with let's see what you might be familiar with. Are you familiar with Pokemon at all?
Yes.
So you know how like some types have another type could be their weakness. Like I think
Yeah.
water type, a water type is a fire type's weakness.
Yeah, and then water type is an electro type's weakness, I think.
Correct.
Or something like that. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe what
Yeah.
happens is like there's a certain pharaohs that's made of a certain light that doesn't cast shadow for some reason, and that's why only they are able to go over there or something like that.
Correct. And that would be the main character because of his blood. And that would make perfect sense. Like he can go in both worlds. But the shadows can't survive in the light world, and the pharaohs can't survive in the shadow world. And maybe we can even break it down into different types of shadows. The way we have like different types of light, we can even go that far if you want to get really detailed. But that's really good. I like that. I like that. That's the route I would go with it.
I like our world so far, and I have too many ideas right now. And I think whenever I have too many ideas, I like to write down all of my ideas so that way I can come back to them later. What do you do if you have too many ideas?
I write them as well in a journal, and then I'll also do voice recordings because I used to write music a lot. So I would do voice recordings to kind of remind myself of like the things I was thinking about, and then come back to it and try to implement it into the script.
I feel like with all of my ideas too, sometimes just typing them out on a computer can help too. Just getting them down so that way you don't have to rely on remembering them is so much better.
Yes, I agree. That's I could not agree more. I try to write down as much because I forget a lot of things, but that's probably because you seem like you might be like me, where you think about a lot of things, and so you have to remind yourself of the things you thought about, an hour or two before.
What's your favorite character in your stories?
And Pharos, my favorite character, is probably the villain. I'm a big fan of villains
I am too.
because
They always get the coolest songs, the coolest outfits, the coolest everything. Like what's the
yes, and they have the coolest backstories. Like if you look at
exactly?
how some of the villains become villains, it's like a really cool backstory, and a lot of them aren't even trying to really do bad; they're just misunderstood in what they think about what we're doing. So yeah, the villain's probably my favorite character.
If you could talk to 10-year-old you, what would you say to
Ooh.
them? About creativity, I mean.
Oh, that's a great question. 10-year-old me, I would probably tell him to dive deeper into his imagination, like really, really get into the weeds with his writing and expose him to more film, like get exposed to way more film,
Yeah.
way more. Because a lot of my favorite writers, I think, had I started reading them, I started reading, like about your age, I was reading like full on novels. So
Yeah.
just getting exposed to other authors that I wasn't exposed to that young. And of course, now information's at our fingertips. You can find anybody, but just getting deeper into her imagination and learning more authors to get like I wish I would have read Tolkien at your age. I wish I would have read Douglas at your age, like all the big world builders. So that's what I would say.
Oh, I love that. I really agree that creativity can take you absolutely anywhere.
Yeah.
So I am super duper excited for this Pharos stuff, and it looks so cool, and I can't wait for it to come out. Do you know when it will come out?
Probably not till next year. I'm in the very, very early stages. But that's really quick considering a lot of animes will have their concept and they won't come out for like 2 or 3 years. So what we did was we integrated AI. I'm sure you know what AI is, right?
Yeah, of course.
We integrated AI. Yeah, exactly. That's so crazy. Like, your generation's insane to me. But we put AI into our workflow, like with other humans, and so it sped up the time. So it should be out by the top of next year. That's what we're hoping for.
What do you think has surprised you the most being a director?
What surprised me the most being a director is the excitement I receive and a lot of the support I got from like the team that we built. Yeah, I wasn't expecting everyone to buy in the way they did and just be excited and be ready to come work. It was something that was pretty new to me because I've worked either by myself or with like one other person, and we've been trying to figure it out for a long time. So to have a team of really talented individuals who were happy to come work like surprised me at like what we were able to pump out in a short amount of time.
Do you know where people can find any updates about it? If like anything else happens, if it gets pushed back, pulled forward, anything?
Yes, it will be on projectpharos.xyz. Our new site will be out in a month. We'll have a brand new site.
Is there anything that you want to say to anybody out there?
No, I just want to thank you for having me. I was really looking forward to this. I'm really glad I did this. Like, hearing you come up with weird ideas about something that I built that I didn't even think about was it made my day. So thank you for having me. I appreciate this, and I watch all your stuff, so I can't wait until you keep doing this.
Thank you for letting me interview you and talk about Project Pharos with you because it seems really cool. And thank you to all the people who are watching this right now, and because I think this is maybe one of my favorite interviews now. Like, this is so awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Our new theme song will be coming out soon, so I'm very excited for that too. But thank you all for watching, and thank you for being here with me, Mr. Matt. Bye!
Later.